Hi everyone, I'm Jamie and today I'm going to be teaching you about functions in Python. So what is a function in Python? Well, if we compare the word function to the real world example, a function is a job or something that you do. So, for example, a pencil sharpener has the function to sharpen pencils, and a rubber has the function to rub out pencil. But a function in Python, for example, is print, a command. But how could Python know if we wanted to print constantly a variable? So instead of just doing the print function, how could we change the actual print function so that it prints a variable instead of just being a command? Or how do we perform calculations without having to type them in? Today we're going to find out. Okay, so now we have to define our function. So in this case, I'm going to define the function name. Okay, so this function will relate to a name. So that's all we need to do for now. And I'm going to define a function called age. And these brackets, these parentheses here, are called parameters. So in this case, we're using empty parameters. So anything that you pass through here, for example, a variable or a data type, we have to put through there and we have to pass it through. Okay, so for our name variable, we're going to ask a user what their name is. So we're going to do name is equal to string, parentheses input, parentheses quotation marks. Please enter your name. Okay, and now let's print that statement. So we're going to print and we're going to do string, you entered, and then we're going to do plus, and let's do another string, and we're going to do name. Okay, so let's do our age function now. So let's tab into that, and we're going to do a similar thing. Age is equal to integer, input, parentheses, quotation marks, please enter your age. Okay, and now let's print that. So print string, you entered, and let's do plus integer age. Okay, so if we save that script and we try and run it, you'll see that nothing happens. And the reason for that is because we're not actually going to call these functions yet. So we've created them, but we've not actually called them. So we've defined them, but we've not actually ran them. So you see that we have this. This is the function. Def is just what's saving it into Python, what's defining it. So if we want to run these functions, we can do name and we can do age, we can save that and we can run the module. You can see it will then ask us for our name. So I'm going to do J4M13 and it'll tell me what I entered and enter our age. Ooh, the reason for this error is because we did plus. Let's do comma and let's run that script again. Please enter your name and let's do our age. It will tell me what I entered. Wonderful. But wouldn't it be even greater if there was a way to check if we had ran these yet or not? Or a way to choose which function they'd like to run? Well, we can do that. So we're going to do an option variable, and we're going to have that equal to string, parentheses, input, parentheses, and we're going to have a user enter an option. So please enter an option, brackets, name or age, brackets, and then we're going to do colon, quotation marks, and 2 parentheses to double off. Okay, so now we need to do if statements. So it's great that we're able to define functions and ask a user what option they'd like to use, but there's no way to actually check what option they've entered, right? So let's do if statements. So if option is equal to a string of name, then what will we do? So we're going to run the name function. So if the user wants to run the name function, we can then reference to it and run it. So let's do elif option equal to string age. We want to run the age function. This is all well and good, but what if the user doesn't enter name and doesn't enter age? What will we then do? So this is where our else statement comes in. So if we do else, we can do print, you didn't specify a type. So all we're saying here is that we want the user to enter a name, and it will tell the user what they entered, enter an age, and then it will tell them what they entered. And then we're asking a user which piece of information they'd like to give away to the program. So if they would like to reference to the name or age function and go through these options, so we're asking the user if their option is name, we will reference to the name function up here, and we're asking the user also if their option is age, then we'll reference to the age function, and if they wouldn't like to do any of them things, else you didn't specify a type. Okay, so let's run this program now and see what happens. So we're prompted to enter an option. So I'm going to enter name with 2 E's. You didn't specify a type because that wasn't an option. This has 1 E and this has 2 E's, right? So let's run this program again. So this time I'll spell name correctly, and it will ask me for my name, and it will tell me what I entered. But what if I want to do this again, but I type in age with 2 E's? I didn't specify a type. Okay, so let's do this once again, but spell age correctly. Enter my age, 14, and it will tell me that I entered 14. So to conclude, we are asking a user to enter an option out of name or age, and if they enter name, we will reference to the name function, which is up here, and if that is referenced to, then we will ask a user to enter their name and we will print what they have entered. Similarly, if they enter age as their main option, then we will reference to the age function, which will result in the age being asked of the user, and then we'll print the age as a type integer. But if they don't type in name or age as a main option, then we will say that they didn't specify a type. And that is how you use functions in Python. If you'd like to learn more about Python, check out my channel and subscribe. Thank you for watching.